fourth, it was when it was the meta of Anarchy, Nyx, and Sorlag. That's already been flipped on its head. However, on that note, k1llsen in this tournament has been known to go back to the original, and it looks like he is on the mark to doing the same thing. Are they both going to go Sorlag? Will they go back to the matchups we've seen time and time again?
No, Doomslayer here. That's what RAISY wants. k1llsen. He goes Sorlag. It's difficult for me to really read into this too much at this stage. I know that Sorlag is still very much viable. Doomslayer is coming into sort of like flavor of the month a little bit. So I wonder how that clash is going to go down. But RAISY's movement with the Anarchy is absolutely immense. But I think that two players that suffer a little bit from the changes to LG.
I think you can definitely agree with that, because it's also the matter of, there's no getting around the fact that beforehand, LG and Sorlag was a deadly combination, and if you competed at a high level, it was pretty much a staple part of anyone's duel lineup. Sorlag was there, as was the LG constantly fought for. Now, you mentioned that the change may have affected them, not because I think they rely too heavily on it, but because they're both just very good at using what is strong in the game currently. So even though, you know, they don't necessarily use it as a crutch, in essence, it's the fact that they're just good at using what is strong at the time, and now that power has shifted. I do think, though, that k1llsen's rockets are a bit more impressive than RAISY's, and that might take into account here.
That's fair play. Well, k1llsen and RAISY here in the last quarterfinal of DreamHack Denver 2017 are getting started here on Blood Run. We are 0-0 for the moment, but not for long. k1llsen, we're on board with him first as he gets onto Nyx.
The fight for Heavy is going to take place quite early on, but RAISY able to sort of get out there sharpest, taking the Mega and understanding that, hang on, maybe I can fight for this one.
I like that return fire with the aggression, just going in and just forcing that ability out straight away and immediately making k1llsen think, hang on, I might not necessarily be safe. Is he going to go through the teleporter? k1llsen's already backing off as rapidly as possible, and that is an important rail to land, which will buy him a little bit of free space.
Now, this was the map. It was k1llsen versus Noctis, memory serves right, I'm pretty sure it was, but on Blood Run, where k1llsen's aim, it was almost like you just flip the switch, right? He's like, I think I'm going to start landing literally 100% of my shots.
And I think Noctis wasn't happy about that and his spawn or something like that, and he decided to just throw in the towel right at the end. So
I mean, when someone hits you with that many rails, it's going to annoy you, isn't it? It's just going to play that game on your mind, but here comes k1llsen. Oh, yeah. Opted not to double jump, or perhaps just didn't quite get the angle.
Oh, RAISY with the rockets. Lovely job over there. I think on the jump, he was trying to probably get away at that point more than anything, but still not able to escape the pressure. Looking for a rocket mid-air, doesn't quite land it, but it's going to land it direct down on the ground. And k1llsen just has the Sorlag remaining for the moment.
Anarchy spawning with that 75 HP. He's going to be one of the most vulnerable champions in the game to a fresh off the spawn direct, that's for sure.
Just getting that acid spit weighted off the floor, got the LG. This weapon definitely has a lot of very good effect against Sorlag, so gonna need to utilize this to great effect. Yeah,
even if the LG requires a little bit more accuracy to land, Sorlag still has one of the biggest hitboxes in the game.
Mega's still up, which he hasn't gone for, and has actually let k1llsen get the turnaround on it, and moves into pressure afterwards with a good amount of damage done with the lightning gun, but was very much vulnerable to the rail, and you never want to give a free angle to k1llsen. He is so good with that weapon.
Always laid the trap, but another very impressive rocket. Two of them. k1llsen's in a lot of trouble.
That was immensely painful. We've got the armor coming up. Oh, k1llsen almost had the shot open to him. That was a misstep from RAISY, and he might set himself hugely on the back foot and not even be able to get this Mega. He pressures it regardless. I think k1llsen missed a possible trick then. Yeah, potentially. It kind of actually looked like on the spectator that he was actually looking down there at the time, but he might just turn around right as RAISY goes underground. He's got no rails. I think he was trying to fire one off, so I think he probably went for the click and then realized, oh. Yeah, I think players today, they've been consistently losing track of how much rails they've got. It's happened a bit too much, more than I'm comfortable with. Oh, what is it with these 100 damage rockets consistently coming out? Yeah, RAISY's going to be on the run for a little bit. Oh, actually, saying that, looking at the fact that he's got 2 frags already, 2 minutes to go, you can if you're an Anarchy, you can already think about how you're going to be evasive during this game and try and play the clock. Yeah, I feel like that thought is in RAISY's mind for sure. If he's landing these rails, if he's going to keep Sorlag consistently back, there's no real reason for him to overextend. And then we go again, trying to go for that rail, but he's only just been able to pick up more rails, but he's only got 5, so actually quite low on the ammo count. Only 1 rocket too. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to sort this out. If RAISY is counting the rockets and the rails, then fair play to him, but he waited for that acid spit to time out and made the jump across.
I actually love this idea that RAISY, the idea was to, even if he was going to get himself some rockets, denying it from k1llsen, he has to pick this shot very carefully, doesn't he? And 1 damage. 1 damage for the final rocket, that sucks.
Hey, we'll take everything we can sometimes.
Definitely. It's better than nothing.
Oh, chasing up over here. Rocket's actually kind of helping him to some extent, but RAISY does get some good return fire. Acid Spit put out just to try and get a clean angle. Well, I say clean angle so that he doesn't get hurt.
Now, these exchanges, they're starting to heavily benefit RAISY because we've just gone into that 1-minute warning for another time. It's looking likely that RAISY's probably going to win this round on timeout, unless k1llsen can really pull the rabbit out of the hat, in essence.
Well, what RAISY's done as well is made sure that he's not just gone super passive on items. He's kept the pressure on k1llsen and forcing him to keep stacking up. And slowly over time, that's going to be getting those seconds ticking away. Now, RAISY, 35 seconds to go. I'm going to be super surprised if, I mean, it gets to a tied game.
Yep, and for another time, you always know that even if he loses the Anarchy in this next fight, which I think is going to take place, no, k1llsen looking to head him off, doesn't want to pile too heavily in, but at this stage, now it's reaching a point where if RAISY goes down, he'll just delay his respawn, he'll probably pick Nyx and then have Ghost Walk.
Well, let's see, we've got a little bit of a chase over here. If you get the kill in a couple of seconds, and maybe it would be a possibility, but right now, I think you can call it out. That looks like RAISY is going to be taking the first round of this quarterfinal. A
lot of these first rounds are going to timeout. I think it really sort of sets a precedent to the amount of respect that we do see issued by some of these guys this late on in the tournament.
Can RAISY build upon that? Job's not done just yet. Got a long blink.
That was
a very long blink.
That was one of those sigh of relief blinks that you sort of do at the same time.
This is a good start. Let's continue building on that. That's exactly what he wants. k1llsen, though, with the Nyx to start with. Going to try and find a bit of pressure. Heavy machine gun taken very early on, actually, for RAISY. I do like that little note. So you don't need to move over there. There are other important details on the map. Wow, he chased. I think he had the gauntlet out as well at that moment. And now he's stuck in this stairwell.
Yeah, it's not even just missing the damage. It's putting himself in a bit of a precarious position, but he has been able to fight his way out temporarily. Not got a lot of health or armor, though. Just kind of maximum health.
Well, the big items are going to be coming up in a moment. k1llsen will be looking to put some pressure onto the armor. And I think just his presence is enough. He's going to be able to secure everything. Now, I just wonder how much can he survive? Ghost Walk used.
Oh, tries to get that sort of that sneaky reappearing rail. And k1llsen is quite a master of using that Ghost Walk.
He's just not able to capitalize it on it just yet.
Oh,
rail
shots.
for a rail. Benefits k1llsen more than it does RAISY, but now you can see with that armor picked up, stacks have been completely equalized.
Yeah, almost to a T, in fact.
Whoa, RAISY just swinging about everywhere. Does grab the mega health.
Yeah, it looked like he somewhat mistimed the heavy there too. Going there a little bit too early, but he wasn't taking a huge amount of damage, so he wasn't punished heavily for that.
I think he's got to be a little bit cautious because he's sometimes coming into the rooms where k1llsen is, and he's not getting punished maybe as much as he could do in the future. Like this, again, he's giving angles. If that was a 70 damage rocket instead of a 40, he would be immobilized completely. Direct here from k1llsen, and a perfect follow-up.
And importantly too, rewarded with 10 rockets.
Yeah, that'll help you for a moment, managing your ammunition. I think RAISY kind of walked into trouble a lot of times there, and it was a matter of time until something bad was going to happen to him. He should certainly not be giving that many angles to k1llsen.
Yeah, I think it's even if you're getting away with it 5 times, that one time you get punished is not worth it.
Exactly. Yeah.
k1llsen though, 1 rail. I mean, you actually look at his ammo count; it's consistently low when you go for the teleporter.
Maybe even a Ghost Walk would be worth doing, actually.
I like that patience from RAISY, actually. Not using the teleporter, but sitting in the blood pool just to give himself a little bit of extra health. I think he knew that it was unlikely k1llsen was going to follow through. Get a little bit of uncontested health back.
And the armor's up, and RAISY actually challenges for it. Ghost Walk is forced out afterwards from k1llsen. He's looking to follow. Rockets are decent from him, but he misses the last one. RAISY secures that frag thanks to the missed shot of k1llsen.
That's, I don't want to say that was lucky, because it definitely wasn't. It was just k1llsen missed that final shot. RAISY was more than happy to capitalize.
They were bouncing off the walls. It was like some kind of pinball game going on in that little stairwell as well.
There we go. Tries to cut him off. Really nice rocket jump from RAISY, but actually put himself in a bit of a weird spot.
That was ambitious. He's taking risk at the moment, and a missed jump from k1llsen. RAISY's going to use that opportunity to get the armor himself, trying to drop down, find a rocket of some sort. Well, he won't find the rail either.
Yeah, both players actually missing their rails for these rounds, and we have seen, you know, if you sort of miss those shots over and over again, you're kind of giving that momentum to the opponent.
can't land a shot whatsoever. Mega has just been taken by k1llsen. No damage to be wary of afterwards. And right now, RAISY's probably going to be pretty damn scared of a fast incoming Anarchy. He needs those hourglasses, and well, regret that.
Ask and you shall receive. Here he comes.
Oh my god, the rockets! He can't quite get it. He kept adding to k1llsen's momentum just then, and he chased in, managed to secure the kill. k1llsen looking at securing his first round of the series as well.
Now we have seen RAISY's Doomslayer do a little bit. Doomslayer on this map, it's the mobility to navigate the middle of the top without having to really do any damage to himself.
Nice little rail there, k1llsen. Yeah, he's definitely got to escape. He was vulnerable for a moment, and we've got an aggressive push here by RAISY.
I respect the attempt for sure. I mean, if he caught him on the back foot and realized that he caught one of those rails and he tries to push in, he's going to know that naturally his stack is far superior to Anarchy.
Players like RAISY and Dewey and some of the upcoming names that we didn't see in the earlier parts of Quake and other iterations of Quake, I mean, they've got this kind of like very sporadic, hyper-aggressive sort of tendency, but it's very unpredictable, and I think that the old players are actually finding it hard to adapt to that. And it's not always working, obviously, for players like RAISY and Dewey and so on, but when it does, it's really like it raises question marks above these other players.
I mean, if you're really good at managing not only when to go in, but just how the champions work and how abilities and stuff can play such a huge part in these fights, if you know when to go in and be aggressive, then they will just basically put an exclamation mark on top of an already strong style of play.
Well, RAISY been searching for a long time to get a kill, but it's always been just, well, there's no way that he's going to be able to close the gap versus Anarchy. He's just been taking items in front of him, doing all kinds of things, and you can see that now k1llsen getting a score on the board as well. You can see the sigh of relief from him.
I think we're reaching this stage of competition where you can just see how much each individual round means to these players. You know, one round of potential, however many that they'll play throughout the course of the maps, it's important to them, and it means the world.
There's a nice little bump up. Oh! No! That is dirty. This reminds me of what was the 28-second round I've seen from RAISY in the end. If he's going to be bringing the pummels once more, I don't know if he's going to be able to replicate such things.
That was a great decision. I mean, it was a fantastic set down. k1llsen been forced to retreat, but here comes RAISY being super aggressive. He's got a super shotgun as well, but almost walking into a rocket himself. Maybe a little bit too aggressive.
He's going with the LG, trying to hit as much as he can. Shotgun, not going to land. k1llsen still has a bit of a stack, and he's got to watch out for these rockets. Has to inject.
He has chased k1llsen for pretty much this entire round. 30 seconds of constant chase.
Oh!
And he gets it!
God, how k1llsen walked into that one a little bit. He was trying to counter-aggress as well and keep the pressure on. LG right now, Acid Spit hasn't been hitting whatsoever. We got a rail, despite Mega being taken. Oh no, he's got no lightning gun ammunition, so it's a tough one to finish.
Going round the corner, full speed ahead, and that was probably the fastest round of this entire day.
That's RAISY going into business mode right there. That was awesome from this start to continuing it. Unbelievable.
And that kind of really fast turnaround with the pummel will naturally make someone go, hang on a minute, what just happened? And that can frustrate you within the first 5 seconds. That might affect you for the entire round.
Whoa, and almost again.
He does get one tick, but this time the ghost walk was forced. Oh no!
This is going to be bad news for k1llsen. Nyx is going down, and RAISY again with the fast frags.
And he's putting himself as fast as possible just to get another early start. And he's gone off guard for another time. k1llsen again has fallen in 20 seconds.
Look at the rocket on the ragdoll as well. Unbelievable plays we're getting from RAISY. Look at the way he's been changing gears from the first 2 rounds to the second 2 rounds.
This is not the RAISY we saw 3 minutes ago.
Well, I think he's just had k1llsen. Nice little pressure of the lightning gun, going to avoid any of the damage over time. And
the issue is, he's being this aggressive and he's picking these fights so aggressively. k1llsen has lost the Acid Spit. Now if he gets caught in a bad spot, I'd be very worried.
I believe this would be k1llsen's map pick as well, because I could never see RAISY picking something that isn't Corrupted Keep.
Yeah, me neither.
I know, with one good rocket, he is vulnerable for a second, is going to have to break away. RAISY going to have to control that aggression and keep himself alive.
Well, being alive is what's important. I mean, within the blink of an eye, he's actually got the 2 champion lead, but gets 100 damage rocket. Plenty of rockets coming through. RAISY's still in this fight, and k1llsen, because he's not chasing it down, RAISY's able to get away for another time.
Absolutely unreal stuff from RAISY. He's getting such good pressure. k1llsen can't get an ounce of control right now. He's just picked up a small amount of armor and trying to get that natural stack up. And with the next rotation of items incoming, what is k1llsen going to do?
He's cut him off, and he's got plenty of damage on the LG. Even with this Mega, I can still see k1llsen probably losing his fight. He does manage to take him out. LG, I mean, you would never have guessed LG got chained with a trail like that.
Absolutely sick stuff from RAISY. Those last 2 rounds were fast and furious. He is going to be taking map number 1 in the last quarterfinal of the DreamHack Denver 2017 Quake Champions Duel Tournament. And I think k1llsen's just got to look at that and be like, what happened?
Because it looked like it was so back and forth. It looked like it was anyone's game for so much of that map, and then RAISY just with the awareness. And both rounds in a row where he got the gauntlet on deck, and it was a brave decision. I mean, that could have easily have gone wrong, but it just didn't.
I think gauntlet meta at the beginning versus Nyx seemed
Rewriting
to work
it before
out.
our very eyes. RAISY rewriting how the game mode is played.
No, exactly. Well, I'm going to go on now, assuming that we're going to be seeing Corrupted Keep next, because we know that's RAISY's keep, essentially. He plays that so much. There is a lot of pressure right now on k1llsen to deliver moving forward. Here's a couple of highlights right now. See that LP right at the end, securing himself the map. I'm impressed.
It's hard to predict what's going to come next because RAISY looked unbelievably strong right there. k1llsen has he's been quite transparent, sort of behind the scenes, saying that the changes to the game currently, it's kind of made them not so sure on what champions to go with. And I feel like when the rounds go as downhill as that, is this going to be the moment where we see k1llsen perhaps try and change the champion lineup? You know, is he going to stick with solag? Is he going to change things up?
Run risk, I think, at overthinking it a little bit. You know, you've got what you're comfortable with already, what you've been trying, but you've just realized, oh, I've just been destroyed on my map pick. Now, if you start overthinking, well, I'm going to play a clutch, or I'm going to play a k1llsen, or I'm going to play a visor, or whatever, and you haven't practiced it that much, then you might just be actually digging your grave even more. Let's have a look though. Nyx and a Nyx, plus Anarchy for RAISY.
Here we go.
Okay.
Final pick's going to be solag. k1llsen sticking with his guns, and RAISY, is it going to be Doomslayer again, or does he go solag again? Some people might be expecting it. He's thinking about it temporarily, but we'll see.
Solag has been so good on Corrupted Keep in the past with him, but it looks like much thought going into this. He is going to take it as well. We're going to get a mirror matchup between the two of them. And we've had some pretty emotional games in the past between these two, where k1llsen has ended up taking Corrupted Keep off RAISY. But, you know, on LAN is a different beast.
I mean, I think that really is the story, isn't it? Where these guys, the reputation of going back and forth, that rivalry was created online. And right now, we're not online. You know, this is a LAN setting. This is where emotions run high. Players might get nervous. Players have been playing all day. And it's an entirely different setting to play. But I think whoever wins this, it's going to be quite an accolade to hold over the other guy. You know, we've gone back and forth time and time again, but I won at the biggest tournament we've played in so far. No,
precisely. I mean, as well for RAISY, he's probably one of the people who's been hit hardest by the patch in terms of the changes and the way that he was playing the game before the changes came in. And the fact that he can bounce back and just say, look, I'm still world-class material. It doesn't matter what you do to me. I'm going to make sure that I'm ranked #1. Guys, we are getting into the map. It's map number 2, Corrupted Keep. RAISY on match point, going up versus k1llsen. Let's see what's going to happen.
RAISY has been able to cement himself remaining a top player, no matter how this game may have changed before DreamHack Denver with his ridiculously good set against Rafa. And it's looking like right now he's on the verge of beating k1llsen as well and doing Maestro a great duty.
What on earth is going on? RAISY's just driving by. Is he going to follow this up? This is insane. 15 health left and RAISY's going to crush him, even getting the shotgun on the corpse.
How did that happen?
It's just unrelenting pressure right now. People thought that this wasn't something that was possible anymore, but RAISY shows he can do what the hell he likes. I mean, it's going to be that live setting, right? If there's one place where you start to prove that the way you want to approach duel is a fantastic way of doing it, I mean, this is clearly catching k1llsen off guard. What on earth is going on? He might almost get the frag. k1llsen takes the 2 health bubbles. Is he going to be able to break away for a moment? RAISY's still okay with his resources.
Surely playing like this requires a huge amount of discipline, though, because if you miss a single shot at this range, you're pretty much dead. And just RAISY feeling himself right now.
This is absolutely madness. What is going on with predictions? And I blame Twitch chat, to be honest. I mean, they've been... If RAISY goes ahead, it's not happened just yet.
But I
things
mean,
are happening
he's
weird.
looking good for it right now for this first round. Oh, my word.
No, I shan't get ahead of myself.
There's plenty of it left to go, but if RAISY's going to... I mean, he is forcing k1llsen to play this game at 1,000 miles an hour.
And he's getting some backwards movement, a little bit of Vu-inspired just then.
Shouts to Vu, of course.
And heavy armor coming up. Looks like k1llsen's going to be able to secure that one. But RAISY managing the stack of Kilson quite nicely by putting some pressure down. The LG, is he going to be able to take it in time? It has just horned.
At the last second, he was able to collect that Mega. Very important that he was able to survive just long enough to collect it.
And still with the basically a full natural for RAISY, I think that he might be able to continue putting on a bit of pressure. Has to keep, I know that some of the faults that went down when he went versus Rafa was that his timing, control of the items was not good enough quite to snatch that victory in the end. He needs to make sure that his timing is really on point going versus k1llsen now.
However, he is laying that pressure on thick, trying to keep him away, trying to keep that fight up for these items. And if k1llsen's going to stay in this fight, he needs to make sure he's not getting bullied away from things like the Mega.
I like that he broke away, that RAISY broke away from the Mega just then. He's so squishy, he's got to make sure that he's not going to just get slammed by one rocket and it's going to be over. He's playing the time very well and he's keeping pressure going. Got to watch out, he's being bounced around right now. Inject's got 17 health left, but it's not enough. Well played, k1llsen.
I feel like it's a really good idea to, if you feel like the timer's going to be on your side and you can play to it, it'll work quite well, but look at how much damage he's actually just dished out with those nails.
Yeah, k1llsen is in trouble. I think we've got an incoming RAISY. Going to try and put some pressure down. Is he going to be able to chase in time? k1llsen, at the moment, he's got to listen.
Definitely. I think we've got 2 minutes left in this round, but k1llsen at death's door, really, with RAISY being so consistently just on the outside of wherever he wants to go.
Rocket coming out. Not going to find its target on this occasion. k1llsen has got time to play defensively a bit until he can eke that control into his favor. That Acid did nothing, but you know what? The rocket did, and he wants to chase with the lightning gun. RAISY is going to be taking down k1llsen and securing this round.
That is good form. That is unbelievably good form, and you've got 2 more rounds to go, and you're going to be moving on in this bracket. These guys are going so consistently back and forth, but just look at the speed RAISY is forcing k1llsen to play this game.
What I'm thinking is, I'm not sure that RAISY would play like this versus necessarily another top player. I think it's just the battles they've had in the past, and that k1llsen has said he's understood it. He might go down at the moment.
Oh, just again, a 10-second frag.
There was Ghost Walk up, and he decided not to use it, and RAISY is all over k1llsen right now.
I feel like this is taking a bit of a mental toll on k1llsen. I mean, I don't really know why he didn't use that Ghost Walk. I actually like that from k1llsen. Like, his immediate reaction is, if RAISY now is just going to fly around this map, he's just going to sit there, listen, and just wait for his time to surprise him.
Oh, RAISY just about gets away in time then. But k1llsen looks like he's trying to pressure as well. Good little rocket. This is going to mean that RAISY wants to go in and get the frag. He secures yet another one and is 1 frag away from putting himself on match point.
I just feel like this is a style of RAISY play that we've seen all the time. It just used to be with Sorlag behind the wheel. Now it's Anarchy, but it's this hyper, ruthless aggression.
Wow, he's just driving by. He's not even paying attention to k1llsen at the moment. There it is. Turns around and says, I prefer this opportunity.
But it's the second he catches sight of k1llsen, his LG has been so impressive.
Yeah.
He's able to, even if he sees him, he does big damage along the way.
He does it against the smaller champions as well that k1llsen's been used again. A lot of players haven't been doing that this tournament, but he's finding the moment and thinking, you know what, I'm not going in for the kill with the LG. I'm just trying to tickle him a little bit and wear him down.
And it's been working. If you've got that early champion lead and you're going to keep k1llsen on the back foot all the time, by the time RAISY decides he finally wants to take the fight, k1llsen hasn't got the stack to deal with it. Here comes the LG, taking minimal damage in return. RAISY can keep laying the pressure on thick.
Ooh. RAISY for a second wasn't 100% sure. I was thinking about chasing directly. We've got 5 seconds now, though, until the armor's up, and k1llsen's got to get the hell out of here. Is he going to chase all the way around? This would be mental if he's managed to get the kill now.
He's stuck!
Wow.
He's got the heavy, but I mean, he's not got much health. If RAISY catches him now with a shotgun, it might be enough, but he does get the 2 little bubbles. I wonder if it's too little, too late, and it is indeed. k1llsen goes out again, and RAISY is on the brink of eliminating k1llsen in the blink of an eye. Zoo, what is going on?
This series has just been disgusting, but you know what? This is the hardest bit at the moment for RAISY. He's on match point. Right now, we've seen people falter in the past. We've seen the return comebacks, maybe thinking about, I don't want to do what Rafa did to me at QuakeCon. He's got to be 100% focused. And you know what? His timing right now has been amazing. Whatever he was doing wrong against Rafa, he is doing right versus k1llsen.
I think it's so... Oh no! k1llsen with the suicide!
This is... I don't know what to say. This series is over.
It is falling apart for k1llsen. I mean, nothing is going right. This is so unfortunate.
Well, RAISY going to try and maintain a cool head at the moment.
The thing is, when things like this take place and you accidentally commit suicide, what does that do to your mental composure?
Wow. RAISY almost died then, so k1llsen almost got himself somewhere a little bit more comfortable. Armor has been taken. I'm slightly worried at the moment that RAISY's losing track of that sort of pinpoint precise timing that he's been getting. And when things get a little bit more vague, it can unnerve you a tiny bit.
Yeah, things become a blur when you're trying to play the game as fast as RAISY is too. But it just looks like k1llsen's he's just had a hard time just straight up keeping up with how RAISY is approaching this map. You said right, it was RAISY's keep. For a reason.
That's it. Oh, awesome rocket there from k1llsen. Armor is up and RAISY's going to be able to get it. So this is trying to worm his way back into some level of control. Finds him with a lightning gun and a good little switch to the rockets. Is that going to be enough to trigger him back into aggressive mode?
One well-placed rocket will change the tide of this when you're both playing as Anarchy, but I just feel like RAISY is constantly moving so fast as well. Catching a rocket is going to be kind of difficult.
Well, when you're going against another Anarchy, you can kind of move around the map at random. You end up kind of chasing around in circles sometimes. It can look like it's a very fast game, but end up being very slow in terms of what's being accomplished by the players. But he will if he does end up going versus a Solag, I think he'll have to change the way he's playing Anarchy.
Yeah, he can't risk sort of walking around the corner and going straight into the jaws of death, but...
It's actually, honestly, that's impressive how much LG he's landing versus the Anarchy.
It's quite funny right now. So many people were expecting that RAISY would struggle with some of these changes, but his LG has been some of the best we've seen all day.
Oh, for sure. He's got amazing hit scan, so definitely can't rule him out on that. Finds him, he's right behind you.
What is going on?
k1llsen gets the kill, managed to eliminate the Anarchy that's been causing him so much distress, and that is going to be Solag, picked by RAISY.
Now, this could be quite fitting. Will RAISY win the entire series on the champion that put him on the map in the first place?
Well, that would still be very impressive. k1llsen's got some stack to work with. He's going to be hit by the damage over time, but he's laying down some good pressure on RAISY, but he's not able to finish the job off. RAISY gets Mega, and that's a turnaround in the game. Yeah,
and then you just look at the difference in health anyway. Even though k1llsen's now currently on his max health, the difference between what him and RAISY have right now is just gargantuan.
Well, it's certainly going to be the nerves playing a lot for RAISY at the moment. You don't want to start letting those rounds slip away after you've been making such a good job playing against k1llsen thus far.
I feel like it will be playing it for k1llsen too, right? Because your match point down, you can't really lose a single champion. The difference in health and armor is so severe, and a matchup like this, and he's now being chased. Wow. Is this the moment that finishes it?
He's going to find some health bubbles, but he's got pressure from below, so he can't get himself the small armor that he would have liked. And RAISY's going to find the pressure once more. 22 health, injection now used, but the shotgun keeps coming out from RAISY. Oh, the rocket. k1llsen finds himself a much-needed frag and is immediately going to be able to health up afterwards. Just the Nyx is standing between him and a round on the board in map 2.
And he needs this round so desperately. He's caught him off the spawn, but RAISY, the Ghost Walker's already used. Catches it on the Mega, though.
Whoa.
Oh, there we go. Huge damage.
All right, RAISY did get himself the item, though, which is a bit of a saving grace for him. I think k1llsen's got to step out of this. Oh. He should not have been over here.
But RAISY didn't chase it down, so I think it's a little bit fortunate. k1llsen was in a lot of bother right there.
k1llsen's got to start looking at the clock a little bit. He seems a bit sort of mad and wants some revenge and get some of the frags quickly, like RAISY was doing early on. But he's got to think about where the prize is right now.
However, forcing the Ghost Walk is going to give k1llsen that split second to get away. Not much of this round is left. I mean, if k1llsen wants to play the clock, he can definitely start looking to do that. Say it yourself right now, you can't get too aggressive right here, especially as I know RAISY's been doing the same thing back, but get the win any way possible. If that's going to be a timeout, so be it.
Yeah, completely. Now, we've got just over 30 seconds to go, where we're looking at RAISY needing to make a comeback in this, and k1llsen happy to stare at the seconds ticking down. Nice little pressure, though, from RAISY. Armor has been taken, and he's finding the mid-air. k1llsen is going to get around on the board. And that is going to be, he can psych himself up a little bit after that because things were going so horribly wrong in rounds 1 and 2. This is a bit more like it.
And I feel like the start of this round is going to be unbelievably important. You know, k1llsen, he's going to know that RAISY is looking to aggress here. He's been playing the start of this round so unbelievably fast. I think k1llsen getting the rocket launcher so early, though, is going to do a little bit of wonder, though. You can now start playing slow, waiting for the Anarchy to inevitably come running around a corner and get one rocket.
I think RAISY's been doing so much work as well with the shotgun and the rockets. He's probably going to be, not until he has that, though, he'll feel very comfortable. The damage he's just doing from a distance over there.
He stayed around for a long time before moving, too, and I think the result of that was huge damage.
Okay, well-timed Ghost Walk. That could have been a lot worse with the rockets, and will secure himself the Mega health. And RAISY, he's coming right back in. He should know that the Ghost Walk's not up, so I think he's going to want to pressure pretty damn hard.
Yep, looking for it, but Too far away for the shotgun to make an initial difference, but just heading him off, being him in the middle. Not a huge amount of damage on the rockets just yet. One more might have changed the deal, but not just yet.
Very, very close. I think RAISY missed a shot or two at the end that could have secured him that frag.
I feel like k1llsen actually could have won that fight if his rockets are a bit more on point too, but I mean, Anarchy moving that fast, you're never going to hit them all.
A little bit more of a safety net now for k1llsen with that heavy armor and with the Ghost Walk available to him. Again, from that distance, it's been a fight that he's been losing to RAISY, so has to watch out. Ghost Walk being used. RAISY is going to try and flee, but he actually walks back into combat. I don't know if that was completely deliberate, but he needs to be careful. He's still here. He's got no health whatsoever. What are you doing, RAISY?
I feel like he must have just either assumed that k1llsen was going to be too far away that he could have got those small health bubbles, or he just must have thought he could have taken the fight.
I didn't even see which direction that Ghost Walk was coming in from, but that was well executed from RAISY.
What we did see was the end result, and that was quite a sharpish dealt with frag, and RAISY's just instantly turned the tide. k1llsen running right into that one, and now he's in trouble one more time. He's down to the Sorlag. RAISY just needs one more frag, and this will be it.
He's going to find that ammo box. He seems a little bit more conscious about the low running ammo that players have been suffering from. He's got the Ghost Walk in just a moment, and he is going to use it straight away, and should find himself able to get across to the heavy in time.
That's actually quite an interesting point, right, where RAISY isn't one of those players that's consistently been running out of ammo. He's got really good awareness. Stuck in the air, k1llsen capitalizing. Very
nice. He wasn't able to find his way through the teleporter, so k1llsen can flag that.
That's always the worst thing, right? We're like, I just want to go in the teleport just a smidgen more.
Oh, I mean, that's fair play to the rockets and stuff that k1llsen was landing. Definitely. That's what it's good for, immobilizing your target. I wonder if RAISY's going to see if he can make a play on both the heavy items, because he should have good control.
Oh, very important rocket. You said, right, the rocket's immobilizing your opponent. It completely throws it.
k1llsen is not down and out just yet. We are going to be going forward into a tie-breaking round here on Corrupted Keep, and you can see that he means business.
I feel like it wasn't even just that final rocket that sealed the deal from range. It was the fact that initial rocket that sent him flying
it was amazing.
Off course towards the heavy.
Just before that, it looked like RAISY was going to get control of, after the Mega, get the heavy armor as well. k1llsen needed to hit some important shots like that, and that's going to put him in a really good mental state here, moving into the last round.
As you can see, though, it's going to be Nick's Anarchy to kick things off. RAISY took a little bit of damage, but...
Pressure from k1llsen as well on this occasion. He's turned it around a little bit. I feel like RAISY's got a bit more shy as the rounds have progressed. He was 2-0 up. I mean, he could be waving goodbye to this series for him.
Nice rocket from k1llsen, and his prediction rocket.
Wow.
Speaking of which, I mean, k1llsen's rocket placement has been so consistently basically unmatched. You know, like, he knows exactly where to hit his mark, and he does it against RAISY all the time. Every time you watch these guys play, most of these ridiculous clips about these rockets that just connect a million miles away, it's always on RAISY.
No, this has been stunning from k1llsen to come back in this. And I did say earlier that, okay, we've got a rocket over here. k1llsen trying to break away. That fight almost turned around in RAISY's favor. I wanted to say, as earlier, that the round for RAISY to win is the hardest when he was 2-0 up. And you can see that he's been suffering a little bit. Things are not going his way here on Corrupted Keep, a map that you would almost bank on him taking down.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's like, you know, the ability to close it can be a little bit of a daunting task, even if the first two rounds went so dominantly, you know? Almost looked so easy for RAISY.
Oh, nice little pressure. There's going to be a direct landed by k1llsen. And that is going to be just a Ghost Walk used by k1llsen. I think RAISY had the cooldown up already.
Yeah, he didn't want to challenge that either. And k1llsen, if he's got that one champion advantage, don't want to overextend too heavily. Don't give that advantage any way you can.
Mega for RAISY. Heavy for k1llsen. Resources look just fine for k1llsen now. Oh, brilliant rocket play. Ghost Walk is going to be used by RAISY to see if he can escape.
Yeah, just used out of pure necessity right there. You know, I'm going to go through the teleporter. I can't risk getting killed. I've got to make myself as safe as possible. Oh dear, here we go.
Huge rocket. This has got to be a kill for k1llsen. Or just about finds it.
Almost not.
Wow, 8 health to go. RAISY's just got one champion left. Fortunately for him, it is a Sorlag, which he has been a beast with time and time again. But is he saying goodbye to his spot in the semi-finals?
And I mean, it's going to be one round away, k1llsen tying things up 1-1 going into what would be another map. And I feel like if we do go into another map, I would be willing to bet a lot that k1llsen might be taking this.
I think it goes to show, don't ever mess with Twitch chat, no matter how unlikely things seem.
Potentially, yeah, sure. I mean, it's like, it has been quite an unpredictable day so far.
Whoa! Where did that rocket come from? That was amazing. I think, guys, we're still in the game, so if we could see RAISY picking things up once again, that would be fantastic.
We can see k1llsen trying to survive. There we go. We're back in the action. Sorry about that, folks.
He's still got 2 minutes left with a champion to take down, and k1llsen's pretty weak, actually, on his Anarchy.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've seen some crazy turnarounds from k1llsen, but we can't forget, if RAISY's able to just take out this Anarchy, and it's going to be Sorlag versus Sorlag, RAISY is on the verge of taking this entire series.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, he's being met head-on, an aggressive position picked by k1llsen, in fact. So he had to watch out for that, but he's got solid, natural stack to work with. Doesn't land anything with his acid spit. Shouldn't concern him too much at the moment, as he's maintaining his health and armor.
Yeah, and I think k1llsen, the last thing he wants to do is like encounter a Sorlag at close range.
Wow.
Because I mean, there you go, that's one rocket, just needs one more to take out k1llsen. He's in a lot of trouble, but RAISY too.
20 health left, that's so little to work with. Is he going to try and get up to those 2 health bubbles? We might see some extra pressure from k1llsen.
I think RAISY actually shooting almost blew himself up.
Yeah.
That would have been one hell of a way to lose them.
You don't want to be doing that. All right, we're looking at the minute mark. k1llsen looking with the nail gun. Good little weapon switch over here from RAISY. And just chipping away. Going with the LG, has to switch. It's got that long reload time, and he's not going to be able to make it. k1llsen is going to take map 2 after a hard-fought battle.
That was in the process of being one of the absolute fastest maps we've ever seen.
Yeah.
His first 2 rounds to RAISY, I mean, they went down in quite a RAISY fashion. It was hyper-aggressive, some of the most aggression you will ever see in Quake Champions, but when the final round came into play, it was both an adaptation from k1llsen to slow things down, catch him and just, you know, not walk into the obvious death that was constantly going through, and this constant issue RAISY seems to have to finishing the job.
Yeah, that's it at the moment. That's where he suffered, and right now he cannot think about what the hell happened on Corrupted Keep. He was 2-0 up. Forget it, it's fine. We're going to move over to the next map, and he's going to have another chance to do the job. But it's very easy to get those memories coming back in your mind.
Yeah, now the problem is when you're in this kind of situation is when you take the first map and then you're dominantly on the process of destroying in the second. And that would have been a great result for RAISY.
Yeah.
Because he's shown us time and time again that finishing the deal has been a bit of a problem. Now he's been forced onto another map. k1llsen, I think, has been in this situation more than enough times. I definitely think going into this next map, k1llsen actually has the advantage when it comes to just the mental state. k1llsen will be one up here.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. And it's also quite a big jump in terms of the money that you're earning. I think you go from $1,250 up to $4K. And if RAISY for a second was thinking in when he was trying to win the last round, thinking about the money, thinking about the glory or whatever, or the fact that 2 of his Maestro comrades are already in the semis and he's not, you start thinking about that and not what's happening at the time, then yeah, you could be ruining your chances a little bit.
A lot of things can play in your mind right there. I guess that really is the key as a competitive player, is to sometimes put those thoughts away. Sometimes in this setting, getting rid of those thoughts is easier said than done, but Blood Covenant. Now, I do strongly think that k1llsen will have the edge on this map.
I'm not going to change my prediction whatsoever. I think k1llsen's an absolute beast here, but we've seen some very signature moves from RAISY. But he uses the Sorlag to make those signature moves, hiding either at the rail or down at the lower small armor, between the heavy and the LG, where he just waits and sits with the Sorlag for a trap with the acid spit and the lightning gun to just get things going. I wonder how that playstyle is going to change.
And speaking of changing playstyles, seeing as we are on Blood Covenant, this has been k1llsen's calling to go back to the slash pick. Whenever you see k1llsen on this map, he's pretty much always going to go slash, at least once. And it's
so much mobility on that champion. It can work very well. Anyone's able to master the crouch slide. I mean, you don't even need to master it necessarily. Just adapt yourself well to it. You can get great mobility jumping over all the gaps around the map and chasing your opponent down nicely.
Now, there are a fair few Twitch clips that you may have seen from previous community tournaments where k1llsen has hit some pretty disgusting rockets on RAISY on Blood Covenant. There's that really notable one. I think it was one of the most ridiculous ones. I believe it was on RAISY's Anarchy. It was the bridge near rail. He just fires a rocket, and it's just the stars align.
As he walked up, it just fell right in place. But guys, the time has come for the last map of the quarterfinals here at DreamHack Denver 2017. Is k1llsen and RAISY determine who will move into the semis. Let's get Blood Covenant started as we're on board with RAISY.
this has already been such a classic matchup in competitive Quake Champions. k1llsen and RAISY, they trade wins back and forth, but at DreamHack Denver, this is where it matters.
It's nice to have a little bit of bragging rights as well to take home at the same time. Because, I'm sure as hell there'll be a little bit of sort of Discord banter at some point or another.
No one wants to lose to a rival.
Exactly. Brilliant entry rail just then from RAISY. Going to see if he can maintain that pressure and force out that ghost walk, which he's successful in doing.
And it was also a nice little double jump. Kind of actually knowing he was going to get knocked near the bridge, it was going to sort of put him close enough to activate the double jump before he can go into ghost walk. Good awareness.
Did he hear the nail gun getting picked up? Oh, he spotted him. Find him up the bounce pad, but not able to read the trajectory just right. Fortunately for him, though, the rail was solid.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic shot. And when those shots go unreturned, always walked into a couple of rockets. Even with that injection, if k1llsen hit one rail, he would have been destroyed before that armor got picked up.
How's that small armor? Oh, that small armor was taken already. He'll find him. I think k1llsen, ready and waiting with exactly the right weapon.
That's one of the ways I think k1llsen is played so fantastically well. Actually ambushes him on the Mega. Can he finish this job right here? 50 health. And he's stuck in that corner. That rocket was never going to do any less than that.
That was sweet movement as well from k1llsen with the wall jump, showing one of the strengths that Nyx has got. And they're just chasing each other. I was almost expecting the gauntlet to come out from k1llsen. Nail gun elected from RAISY. He's available at the moment. k1llsen can land the shot, then he's looking great this round.
And if one person in the business is likely to land one of those rails, then k1llsen has been in such good form. And I mean, ask and you shall receive. RAISY!
What on earth is going on? RAISY is trying to break away. k1llsen, he's gone chase directly though.
I feel like the idea to meet k1llsen head on when you are that weak was like that next level mind game. Is it going to work out? It does! That entire sequence was brave, but you can understand the decision.
I mean, like, RAISY had no choice there to do. He just did what he had to, and he had to be accurate as possible. That was k1llsen, I think, causing his own death almost with just over-eagerness.
I think it was because RAISY was so weak.
No, he was insanely weak, but the rockets are flawless here from RAISY. Just as the Mega spawns, k1llsen's not able to pick it up, and now he's able to take the lead in this round.
It's been a crazy turn of events, and I think it's important for k1llsen to not get too ahead of himself.
He might want to slow things down
I'm still reeling over that decision where RAISY was basically like 10 HP, and he met him on the jump pad because he just mustn't have expected k1llsen to be ready for that. That's the last place you expect someone to try and run out there.
That is it's insane. I can't believe he survived it then as well.
Me neither. But this is where miracles happen offline.
Oh, gonna find him just a moment. Can't find any damage on the Anarchy.
Just see you later.
Just had no idea that he was going to be there. Good rocket, and he actually uses his cloak just before finding the rockets. Rail, he lands it anyway, and that is going to be RAISY taking down round one.
And you can just see he's trying so hard to just keep himself composed there. You know, that huge sigh of relief. Eyes shut for a fair while. Let's just move on, get this next round underway. Not a lot of work left to do to move on in this bracket.
What I loved about the rail that he finished with as well is how long he took to line up the angle, and because he knew, I just have to hit this and I know he's going to die. So brilliant patience for him just to ensure success.
Yeah, not being hasty. Even in a setting like this, you know, that split decision, thinking too early, you live to regret it forever.
He's already got Rafa games to regret.
Indeed.
Well, I won't hold it to you, RAISY, don't worry.
But this could be the time where, you know, this is where you rectify those things.
Yeah,
this is where you conquer those demons.
Oh, this would be a big deal. Getting himself top 4 as well. Absolutely amazing for him. But you know what? k1llsen is another person with extreme focus, and he displayed that in heaps on Corrupted Keep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not many players that are that far back that can somehow recover.
I know, it's mental. Well, RAISY, he's just twisting and turning around the corridors at the moment, looking for some damage with the algae. Will get something, but no direct commitment. Oh, a strong rail, going to force out the injection.
Definitely. And in these instances where, you know, the injection is mainly just used to put Anarchy back at full health, he's still not in a great situation to getting hit by those rails, you know? I mean, like, he gets hit by one rail, forced to use his injection. If he gets hit by one rail, he's still probably going to be dead.
Oh, exactly. And he's always going to manage those angles. Amazing rocket from him just
nice
then.
shot.
Wow, the jump up and the aggression at the moment from RAISY. He is running laps around the map, and I think he's just spotted k1llsen. He's even going to go up the bounce pad. LG doesn't even look bad from him at all.
I wonder if he's going to look to chase this one. I mean, normally you see these players when they often go to disengage, but RAISY is just not one of those guys that will do that.
I think he needed to chase that, actually. I'm surprised that on this occasion on any, and k1llsen's just waiting. He had his ghost walk down, so not able to use it. Now he's got it back up. He's going to move away from that staircase.
Yeah.
But RAISY has no idea. until now.
Yeah, RAISY's likely, he's pretty much just got to do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
k1llsen though, very weak. Stuck in the air, the Ghost Walk comes out.
Is he going to find him though? Oh, spotted him, looking for that rail shot. That would have been immense to land. Here it is, got to go with the rockets, and a perfect weapon choice here from RAISY. Secure again, another frag.
I think this is looking good for RAISY for another time. I feel like k1llsen actually hasn't gone slash first. Saving it until last. That's humongous damage.
Just these direct shots, and k1llsen not able to move the way that he wants to. And RAISY just needs one more kill, going against that triple light champion composition.
And I feel like, you know, he's got that fantastic benefit of, even though k1llsen's going to be on the slash, you can see how much speed RAISY is consistently able to keep going in for the mid, and it doesn't come out. Is he going to be punished heavily? k1llsen gets the frag, but at what cost? He is pretty weak indeed.
The cost was glory just then. He wanted the mid-air to seal the deal, but it's not going to happen. However, he has got Nyx, a champion that he can slow down the pace of the game if he wants to. He's over by the heavy, is going to be using the Ghost Walk to escape on this occasion, and he even had the pummel out ready and waiting.
We all heard that rev right there. I mean, he was so close to getting minced up.
Should have... I think he's only got the lightning gun. I don't think he has rail or rockets, and he's just going to go in and pressure him. This is pressure you do not expect in this patch.
Yeah, and you can just see the damage too. Like, RAISY's accuracy has been super, but somehow misses the rail.
There was a sort of unpredictable wall jump that he did just then to stop his momentum going up the bounce pad.
I think that's actually why k1llsen slightly delayed the rail before firing as well, probably expecting that.
I think the second rail, though, at the top, I mean, k1llsen probably should have landed that one. I can give him excuses for the first, but not the second.
Oh!
Hey, jump. Could be a blessing in disguise, because RAISY was ready and waiting nearby. Oh, we should have heard the bounce pad just then. And RAISY putting on some more pressure with the lightning gun, not expecting this damage again. And RAISY is very weak. What can he do over here? He needs to escape somehow, but k1llsen's just not able to close the gap.
Yeah, and I don't think k1llsen wants to chase down there either. You know, I mean, those sort of like pillar locations, it's so easy to just get hit by a wayward rocket down there. So close range, not worth the risk. The danger is 1 minute warning, 50 seconds left. k1llsen now has to get something happening.
And just to get to more into that point a bit, RAISY's been playing a little bit too far forward in k1llsen's space. At this stage, and you can see it right now again, he needs to play conservatively. 32 health left. He's gone in for the Ghost Walk, and nice job actually with the Plasma Trail. Still 3 seconds though until this spawns. Is RAISY going to go in for the rail? Oh, he's got the LG out, maybe the wrong weapon, but it's still good pressure from him.
Oh, k1llsen doesn't really want to take a little bit more damage, and he's this far behind, but he kind of needs to stay. So going back to recharge yourself is going to take precious seconds, and they're seconds that he does not have right now.
RAISY still doesn't have the Ghost Walk. I think he needs to be getting the shots, and he just picked up the 3 down below rail, so 10 seconds left. k1llsen has to find him, otherwise he's going to have to do what he did on Corrupted Keep. Here comes the chase. Ghost Walk was used, and he hasn't guessed right. Oh no, he has guessed right the direction, but there's simply no seconds left.
And k1llsen has no choice but to do what he did on Corrupted Keep. He's got to take those straight rounds. He is so far behind right now, and RAISY is on match point.
I still don't think it's in the bag, though, for RAISY. We saw what happened. Again, the whole Corrupted Keep thing. Time after time.
I mean, when there's 1 round left to go, it just seems like such a hard round for RAISY to win. Even though he can look as dominant as he wants, but the second this final round comes into play, he did go in for, look, he had a gauntlet out at the time though, so he's still going for those confident last minute catch him off guard plays. So he's sticking true to his guns here.
So good at forcing out that Ghost Walk very early on in the round. The thing is, for RAISY, he made himself a little bit vulnerable too, but his recovery time is so quick. Mega gonna be up for him.
I've just got to say, his Anarchy movement is stunningly impressive.
It's been very, very good, and it's been hard for k1llsen to keep a track of him at all times. Looking for another rail to land, being patient with the angle, but can't seem to find it. And you know, one wonders why RAISY is over there, because the heavy's not up for a while, but at least he's got an escape route, and he's not just trapped instead of if he were stood further back behind the armor.
Oh, minimal damage on the first rocket, but the second one is going to hit its mark. RAISY now gotta be a little bit careful. I think k1llsen hasn't really been landing a lot of those rails. That's been one of these consistent issues, is RAISY's trying to play this really sort of like, you know, hit and run style game. He's got a small hitbox, he's going at light speeds. It is underrated how hard it can be to land those rails. Unfortunately, at this level of play, you've got to get that damage on board. Otherwise, RAISY will just run away with it.
Exactly. If nerves weren't in play now, or in play earlier, then they will be now for k1llsen, as everything is on the line again. You do it once. I don't know. This lightning strike twice in the same place.
Oh, we got
Who
a good
knows?
read on the teleporter, though. Both trying to dodge those rockets. Looking for that rail, but I mean, the movement from RAISY. RAISY actually looks like he does a good job of making himself hard to hit with rails, but off the jump pad, a little bit easier to hit that one.
Yeah, nicely done there from k1llsen. He missed one earlier, but I'll forgive him for that one after landing this straightforward shot.
But I mean, if there's one thing RAISY can do, it's recover.
Yeah,
he can be as weak as he likes, but he finds a way to get that stack back up, forcing k1llsen to hit more of those rails. If he hits another one, RAISY will just get away, heal back up once more. k1llsen needs to land one rail, but he needs to do so much more than that.
It's funny, though, how in the first 2 rounds, it felt so much more that RAISY was dictating the pace of the game, and now that he's on match point, we're seeing that it's back into the k1llsen show where he gets to decide the pace. Now here, we're getting some pressure from RAISY, but it's completely unfounded. Easy frag for k1llsen to get in the end, and that is going to make him feel, again, a little bit more confident moving in. He knows that RAISY is having trouble right now.
Yeah, I think anyone with this kind of experience will see that a player is, if I had like less control in the first 2 rounds, and I've magically got control in the match where I'm match point down, there's clearly something going on here. k1llsen now can be as patient as he likes. He's got that lead, one rail, keeping RAISY on the back foot. It's going to be a little bit harder to recover, though, with Nyx, and you've not got Ghost Walk. She hasn't got that instant movement.
Ooh, okay, aggressive Ghost Walk can find RAISY. No.
I respect the attempt, I suppose. If his Ghost Walks would be down, maybe if you caught him off guard, that could have been a free frag, but not quite.
And RAISY went over towards the sort of heavy armor for a moment. I wonder if he knows exactly, the timings of the items. But this is where you can lose your head a bit, and the timings all of a sudden get pretty cloudy, and you're not sure exactly where you should be standing. I think he needs to just be extremely careful right now, slow down as much as possible, and think about the items only. You might find him with rockets right now. k1llsen, oh, the escape there from RAISY, but he's not going to last long.
I mean, it was a good escape, but he kind of bumped into the wall, which allowed k1llsen to get that rocket on him.
k1llsen's comeback seems almost certain at this point.
Oh, I mean, are we going to see a last round? If we keep seeing things go this way, this could where it comes down to. Oh, RAISY going into Berserk.
Okay, this is very aggressive. It's almost as if he's just looking to get into the next round straight away, just because he feels like he's made a misplay.
Maybe. I mean, there's always the possibility that if a player is putting so much resources into one round that they don't believe in, then they're using up that mental strength for the next one. But RAISY, he's no spot of bother here, and because he used the Berserk so early, he wasn't able to just quickly get that speed boost and just get out of there. k1llsen with the Mega as well. That's such a distinct difference in health here.
We've got 40 seconds left as well. RAISY's looking for miracles at this stage if he wants to keep himself in this round. And he's just going to need to make an aggressive play. Even if it's over-aggressive and looks crazy, that's what he's got to do. He's moving in right now, sees that the Ghost Walk's out, and he's just punching thin air because he knows he is in trouble.
I mean, he's just seeing red. He's just swinging.
k1llsen didn't even go for the kill. That was a freebie. But he's going to get it in the end there and secure himself around here on Blood Covenant. k1llsen coming back into this game nicely. It is 2-1.
Now, I don't know about you, Zoot, but I think it begins. The ascension of k1llsen when he's this much rounds down.
Yeah.
He's consistently shown against loads of different opponents that you can never count this guy out. Such an insane comeback factor in this scene, and looking to repeat history again.
RAISY's just got to repeat to himself. Just play like in practice. Play like you do normally and stop playing differently due to the pressure. You see that? He's playing a little bit more forward, putting some pressure on with the lightning gun and forcing out the Ghost Walk.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of fumbled double jump movement earlier on from k1llsen, actually. A little bit of those like frustration mouse wiggles we saw at the very beginning. Missing his jump to bridge. There's a couple of movement errors coming out of RAISY now.
That's true, but you know what? Can you blame the players right now?
Definitely not.
It's worth observing, but at the same time, these guys have got a lot of pressure on them. And right above, k1llsen, RAISY looms.
Did kind of look towards that Mega, but right as it got collected, kind of lost that angle.
They're going to run head on in just a moment. That's not a bad rocket at all. And RAISY loses all momentum with his movement, with barely any overstack left. And he's missing jumps again across.
I think that, this quite clearly is a sign of nerves, quite clearly. But I mean, obviously, as you said, you can't blame these players, but k1llsen, I think he's showing a little bit more nerves of steel going into this, and this will naturally be an edge for him going into more rounds. We could potentially see this go to a final round if he carries on, but here comes RAISY.
Oh, this is bad news for him. That rail would have been the end of him. He's looking for another vertical shot, but isn't quite going to land it. I think that RAISY is very fortunate to get away with his life. He had no business jumping atop those pillars.
However, If he's alive, he'll have to make do with the best he's got. He's still weak, but so is k1llsen.
Whoa. I don't think a rail would have quite have killed him, but it would put him on a critically low amount of health.
It would have undone a lot of that heavy.
That one, RAISY needs to continue this aggression. He's been so good with it. Mega is coming up in a second. He's over there. Mid-air is what k1llsen's looking for at this stage. But he's rewarded with the Mega health and will continue survival.
This has been such a ridiculous round. It's crazy to think that there's 3 minutes of it left and we haven't even seen a single champion fall just yet.
You can see that RAISY's definitely trying to bring it back to what he was playing before. I mean, it's his last chance. He surely recognizes what the flaws have been in this game on Corrupted Keep, and even the last round that he played versus k1llsen. But we're getting some great defensive damage. And, you were pointing out earlier, his rockets have been awesome. Wow, this is hard news. RAISY gets himself the frag over at Mega. That aggression in this position wasn't working before, but he's made it work on this occasion.
Yeah, it kind of looked like k1llsen's like defensive rockets were almost like deterring RAISY from trying to fight for those objectives, but the second he caught him on site of that Mega, he just found the moment to go in, and it worked out.
Absolutely, and you know what? He is going to be relieved to get rid of that Nyx. I think RAISY's going to feel that he's got an edge going up versus the Anarchy. Will find him. Damage not landed by k1llsen. Rocket can't quite find it. That is going to be the injection. Finds him close range, but it's just a huge mix-up.
How did he live in that exchange? We've gone down to one champion each. This is insanity, Zoot.
RAISY, I mean, he used the injection at the end, and then it's like, oh crap, it's my turn to not be able to land anything. Now k1llsen looking to clear up one more frag. He's going versus the machine gun though, and cannot commit to this fight.
He's going to be kicking himself over those rails, but I mean, these rails are going to be so hard to land. These small hitbox champions, so much on the line.
Oh, k1llsen trying to be aggressive. We've got the lightning gun coming out. Rockets are just going under the legs, but RAISY is going to be securing that kill.
I kind of feel like the hallway door there kind of saved him there too. The rocket was almost on its mark, but it went completely through and missed.
Oh, I think there's some double wall jumps as well that he might have been using. RAISY getting an early rail. Rockets in retaliation. One more rail shot could get him the kill, but that is going to be the armor picked up by k1llsen. Oh my god, is this going to be it? Can he close him out? He's going to be using the Ghost Walk straight away, but he needs to find the kill. He's going to make it happen. RAISY goes through to the semi-finals.
That was the final moment. The second you see him reappear there, he's got his mark, the plasma trail's down. k1llsen really was at the mercy of that reappearing. It was so perfectly executed by RAISY to sort of like break that last round curse when it really mattered. But you got to give up for k1llsen for staying composed until the very end.
Absolutely, stunning comebacks we saw from him earlier in the series. Just wasn't able to engineer it on this occasion. I think this is a sign of RAISY really conquering his demons a bit. But before going further, I want to welcome back Jahar with us.
What a fantastic series. Which of us was expecting that to go like every map, every round again? And that has actually been kind of the story of this entire event.
Yeah, there have been so many crazy rounds that have been going on back and forth. And when you were just about to expect it's going to be a whitewash, it's the opposite.
Yeah. And this just completely makes it even stranger that we're seeing some of these upsets, because it's not like it's just a complete turnaround. Like, every match is difficult, every round is difficult. Every time we see Anarchy and Nyx go head-to-head, it's always just a balancing act between them. But yeah, k1llsen's Rockets, fantastic. RAISY, just that much better today.
To be honest, it's one of those matches that we're going to see over and over again. Like, I guarantee this is not the last time we'll see these guys go head-to-head. Like, the next time they fight, I'm sure, it could go to k1llsen, it could go to RAISY again, but regardless of how it goes, it's going to be close. These guys consistently go back and forth, and this was the result I'm happy that we saw.
And the most important thing that we learned today as well is that Twitch chat is incredibly wrong about everything. They were wrong 4 times.
I don't know what to expect anymore. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to be getting RAISY in here in just a moment. But before we do, let's have another quick recap of some of the shots we saw in that matchup. We've got 3 of them ready up and good to go. Let's see them hit.
I think it's just RAISY's aggression endlessly. There'd be so many examples we could see over here. But
I was about to say it's going to be the Blood Run Gauntlet, isn't it? 'Cause that really was the start of everything.
That's where he just started tearing things up straight away. We're going to be getting another RAISY frag over here on Corrupted Keep. We got one juicy one to Lost on Blood Covenant.
I mean, like right there, I really feel like k1llsen's fate was sealed. The Genius swap to the Super Shotgun reappearing. There really was nothing k1llsen was doing about that.
Well, RAISY, welcome, man, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff. How are you feeling?
Happy. I didn't expect to win.
Just a little bit more there, yeah.
You're going to get some Zoot attention for a moment.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
I didn't expect to win because k1llsen and I have a history, and so far he's been beating me every single time. We have played close games, but he came on top in the end. but this time I managed to win. I'm really happy about it. And after losing Corrupted Keep, I was not happy because I kind of was in the lead, and then I just kind of gave him the win in the end. And
what was going through your mind in that, just to go on Corrupted Keep? Because you lost it at the end, but what's going through your head?
Well, I've started winning because of Anarchy, and then in the third round and the fourth round and the fifth round, I kind of let him die. Like I was too aggressive, way too aggressive, and then with the remaining champions, I couldn't make a comeback. And then, you know, I was like, I kind of gave it up, like the whole map. I shouldn't have, and I was not proud of that. But and I was really worried because I know that k1llsen is really good on DM6, and I don't really like that map that much. And so I was worried, but in the end I won DM6 and I'm really happy.
I think what I'd really quite like to ask you, and I think quite a lot of people will ask, is obviously the patch changing, you know, really what was your star champion, the champion that really put you on the map with Sorlag.
Yeah.
Clearly it was a champion that you really enjoyed to play. Now with the patch sort of addressing Sorlag slightly with the, you know, the damage adjustments and stuff like that, do you still feel like, you know, you're confident in Sorlag? Obviously you've not really been using her as much in the patch. What's your kind of view on this champion now post-patch?
I don't play Sorlag anymore. I pick instead Doomslayer because he's very good with movement and his ability is kind of can be really good depending on the situation. And you know, Sorlag is not so good anymore. It got nerfed. She got nerfed. And then I tried to pick Sorlag because k1llsen picked her, and I was like, maybe I have a chance even after the patch, because I haven't been playing her lately, and I kind of knew that I'm not gonna be as good with her anymore like I was before the patch. But I gave it a try. It didn't really work out. I was not effective with her. So in the end, and the DM6, I just picked Doomslayer instead.
I see. I want to go back to the maps just for a moment, because you talked a lot about what happened on Corrupted Keep, but when on Blood Covenant you went 2-0 up and you were looking amazing. Was there ever a point in your mind that you're thinking, uh-oh, something's going to happen like it did on Corrupted Keep?
Yes, exactly. Then it happened. Then I was like, nope, not again, and I won the fourth round.
Yeah. What do you say to yourself sort of internally to compose yourself?
I stay calm. I try to focus. Always the current round is the important. I don't care if I lost the previous map or the previous round. I focus in the moment, and I'm pretty calm and I'm focused and serious. And so when things go my way, I feel confident.
Was that the only factor, do you think, or was there something different that k1llsen did? Especially, you know, you said you've played him a lot, especially on DM6. It's usually something he has an edge on. Was there anything that gave you any extra opportunities?
I don't really know what changed. Like maybe the fact that we are not LGing as much, but that kind of favors him because his rails are so much better than mine. But I guess my aggressive rocket launcher style worked out for me better than for him. So kind of that made me the winner, I guess.
You guess, yeah. Well, it did. Now you're going into the semifinals. Congratulations for sure. Let's take a look at those semifinal brackets, actually, as we are going to be taking a short break from Duel, actually. So, RAISY, you have a little bit of a breather as you get ready for your matchup against Dewey. Do you have any words for Dewey coming into this one?
I'm happy to play him, because that means that we both made it this far. And good luck to him. It's going to be a great match. I'm looking forward to it.
3 Maestro guys, man.
Yeah.
You made it.
Amazing.
Represent.
All right, so we are indeed going to be going over to Sacrifice here in just a moment. So, RAISY, you get a small break, rest up, get some cookies. It'll be good. But when we come back, we are indeed going to be having the lower bracket final. It's going to be Stacked versus Unlovables in Sacrifice. It's going to be intense. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Stay tuned here as we have more coverage of DreamHack Denver 2017.